Okay, so Trump gave closing arguments, basically slapped the judge around a little bit like a moron. You see, this is stupidity. Stupidity is someone that doesn't just harm others, but they harm themselves. That is the definition of stupidity, not ignorant or uneducated. Okay, we're talking stupidity. So, Trump's on and on about this is Letitia James, Letitia James, Letitia James. It's political fucking hit job, Letitia James. So, does anyone out there remember how this got started? Oh, well, let me tell you, like everyone else in Trump's life, he fucked his lawyer over and his fixer, who decided, okay, well, fine. If you're going to throw me under the bus, you're coming with me. And he went and told everybody what Trump had been doing. That's how the case got brought. There was a witness who came forward and said this. Therefore, the law has no choice but to investigate. If the president's ex-attorney comes to you and says, this is what I witnessed and this is what's going on, you have to investigate it. If you don't investigate it, you're doing worse than just failing at your job. So all that shit goes out the window. All this, it's political witch hunt. No, listen, you fucked another person who decided you're not getting away with it for free this time. This time I have nothing to lose. You've screwed me over, and now I'm going to use you to make money. I'm going to use you to monetize my life. I'm going to make you pay for all your shit. I'm going to put the spotlight on you. That's what happened. That's exactly what happened. It wasn't anything other than Cohen deciding, you're not screwing me without going under the bus with me, buddy. It was as simple as that. Letitia James had nothing to do with this. She was never going to charge Trump in anything. She was never going to manufacture a case because she knew what a nightmare it was going to be. And she needed proof and a witness to say, this is what I saw. The minute that happens, it becomes a legal complaint. And it has to be investigated. And voila, it doesn't take a fucking genius to know what Trump's been doing all these years. I was enthralled by the whole casino thing. When he was doing the casinos in Atlantic City, I was just enthralled by that whole mess. It was just so crazy. I should read a whole article, but I won't. I want to read you a little something here. So, there's a long story about about hyper-normal, and then on the other end of that is complete and total madness. And there's degrees, and you look at these people on TV that they don't even have a basic knowledge of themselves, what they're saying. You are making a fool of yourself in front of millions of people, and they had to sign a release saying it was okay because they thought that what they said and the way they answered a question or whatever wasn't going to be funny, stupid to people. It was just going to be hilarious because you made such a fool of yourself and didn't even know it. Many normal people suffer from not being hyper sane. They have a restricted worldview, confused priorities, and are racked by stress, anxiety, and self-deception. As a result, they sometimes do dangerous things and become fanatics or fascists or otherwise destructive or not constructive people. In contrast, hypersane people are calm, contained, constructive. It is not just that the sane are irrational, but that they lack scope and range. So he means sane, not mad, They're sane. They can function in life. They don't act like schizophrenic, okay? But they're irrational and they lack scope and range, which is what I've always said. All of their information and everything they learn has come from such a narrow point of focus, okay, that you really know shit about anything. So they're rational, but that they lack scope and range, as though they've grown into the prisoners of their own arbitrary lives, locked up in their own dark and narrow subjectivity, unable to take leave of themselves. They hardly look around them, barely see beauty and possibility, rarely contemplate the bigger picture, and all ultimately for fear of losing themselves, of breaking down, of going mad, using one form of extreme subjectivity to defend against another, as life, mysterious, magical life, slips through their fingers. I might read the whole article. It's a little long. It's shockingly true. You know, when you look at people like that, you think, are they stupid? Well, yeah, they're harming themselves by depriving themselves of sanity, of sane, of being able to contemplate and see the beauty in life. They harm themselves by deprivation. And they harm those around them through that. Because they're both destructive to others, the system, the world, and destructive to themselves at the same time. R.D. Laing, The Politics of Experience and the Bird of Paradise, 1967, R.D. Laing. Hypersanity is not a common accepted term, but neither did I make it up. I first came across the concept while training in psychiatry in The Politics of Experience and the Bird of Paradise, 1969. So he was training in psychology when he came across this. Yeah, he talked about people that were considered mad, where someone is walking around a town with a lamp in the middle of the daytime. And people ask him, "What are you doing?" And he says, "I'm looking for a non-disappointing human being." He was looking for a human being that wouldn't disappoint his view of humanity, human. You have to remember, there is a sliding scale. I think we often forget that. We become the singularity, okay? And I'm as guilty as anyone else. We forget there's a sliding rule here for pretty much everything in life. Nothing is really black and white other than what is right and wrong. And we all know at that certain age in life, we become adults where we know when we lie about eating the cupcake with chocolate all over our face that we're doing something wrong. Before that, it's innocence. Okay? It's survival technique. It's instinct. After that, you know better. There's a sliding scale for everything except knowing right from wrong, because we all know right from wrong. If you don't, then you are one of these people. You're lost. Your scope of reality, of the world, of everything, it doesn't even qualify you, okay, to say that, yes, I'm a beneficial part of humanity and the future of our species. You're a negative. You're a downturn from that. You are on the weighted end, pulling humanity down into the abyss. The world you can see them functioning even in the highest offices today, especially there, dragging the world down because that's who and what they are. The insane. They're not insane. They're not mad, but they are insane. But they're not mad. It's so true. It really is. they become dangerous things. They become fanatics, fascists, or otherwise destructive people. You suffer from not being hypersane. They have a restricted worldview, confused priorities, and are racked by stress, anxiety, and self-deception. That's exactly what I see at these Trump rallies where a rapist, rip-off businessman, thief, criminal, stole from cancer and kids charities. I mean, the most despicable human being you could imagine, and this is who they choose because of exactly what I talked about here. You see, all they want is to see him hurt other people because they feel that they want those people hurt. They don't spend their time thinking about the future of humanity. They want humanity to end fucking tomorrow. They are part of the problem. They are not sitting on the fence, okay? They are on the side dragging humanity down. When you see those people, and I'm saying, yeah, those people, that group of individuals who their hero is a misogynist, sexual predator, liar, criminal, untrustworthy, negative, violent, stupid individual. If that's who, I mean, you are a direct reflection of that. That's what you are. If you're a Trumpy, you are a direct reflection of that man because it's what you want. And I can tell you, you are in the minority. You see, that's the one thing they don't, these people don't want to hear they're in a minority. They think the entire world thinks like that. And that they're in the vast group of the deciders of human fate. When they can't even think their way out of a fucking paper bag. You know what I mean? They make fools of themselves in public because they're not just a lack of knowledge, but an ignorance of a subject that they profess to be an expert in. One of my favorites is a guy that talks about Republicans respecting women, and he's got "fuck that bitch" on his t-shirt. I just think that's just so crazy. It's just what allows you to say that into a microphone, that one of the assets of Trump and the Republican Party is that we respect women, and then you've got "fuck that bitch" right on a giant t-shirt and a white t-shirt with giant black letters. You are lost. That's the group of people I'm talking about. When I say that, sometimes I get Trumpies on here that try to pull their shit. I'm like, yeah. You know exactly who I'm talking about, okay? Oh, you just watched Jordan Klepper, did it? Yeah, I do. I love watching Jordan Klepper ask these morons super simple question and answer session that should make you look at least appear to be normal, but instead, the vast majority of people, when they see your thought process and the answers you come up with, you're like, you confuse normal people. You confuse us as to what? You respect women and you're wearing a t-shirt that says "fuck that bitch"? And Klepper goes, yeah, turn around. Yeah, I want to see that again. And the guy's like, he doesn't even understand because he's lost. Like this says, he's lost. He's lost within his own self-deception. I want to see Trump on the ballot. I think all of this shit about taking him off the ballot just opened up a can of worms. We don't fucking need it. We don't want it. I want the Republican Party destroyed, okay, at the ballot box. I want them destroyed at the ballot box. Now, listen, you can't just say, okay, no more Trump. You have to vote Republicans out down ticket, regardless. We need a supermajority, okay, in every branch so that we can try to start healing America. Because without that, if we leave it a split again, okay, things won't heal. Nothing will change. It'll still be a continual battle and a fight. I believe the vast majority of people understand the damage that's been done now after this, the last couple of years dealing with Trump. We've seen that his rallies have gotten smaller and smaller, and people are starting to wake up going, what the fuck was I thinking? You know what I mean? Because, humanity and being around loved ones and interacting with society, we all know what's best for everybody and what's good. And, when you start finding yourself thinking that hating others of different colors and that, everybody's picking on me, when anybody with two fucking working brain cells can go back and look at the history of Donald Trump and see what a failure he's been, how many bankruptcies he's filed, how many partners he's screwed, how many times he's been sued, okay? He just stiffs everybody. And you see what happened this time? He fucked with the wrong person. Cohen decided, okay, enough is enough. I think he knew, and it's like he warns everybody, right? Do not deal with Donald Trump. You will get thrown under the bus. He will throw you under the bus to save himself, and it doesn't matter if you go to jail. It doesn't matter. And so he was the one, the paying off hookers and all of this. I mean, Cohen was right in the middle of it. And if you're the guy that's making the payment and you go and you tell someone this, right, has to be investigated. All of these things came out because he fucked Cohen. That's what happened. He brought it on himself. It's stupidity. You don't just harm others, but you harm yourself. You see, there are people like Weiss who is incentivized in every way to keep his mouth shut. And he could, I think, do believe in the future, after this Trump thing's over, he's still going to face further prosecutions for crimes he's committed. But you see, he stuck with Trump. Instead of just flipping, he made a half-ass deal, you know what I mean? But everybody wants to get their money back. The accounting firms, the lawyers, the banks, the loans that are out there, they all want their money to come back. They don't want this to all fall apart and everybody gets fucked. So he's got a lot of floating support out there keeping him up, okay? But I believe after Engoron comes back, that'll be the end of Trump in New York. And now all the lawsuits are going to start banging on the money, and he's going to start really hitting up his cultists again for dollars. That's what we're going to see. By the beginning of summer, Donald Trump is going to be wailing the most violent red meat rhetoric ever to get his base riled up to send him money. Really, they're coming for you. They're going to break down your door and rape your wife tomorrow morning. I mean, that's what he's going to be telling these people. Okay, the people in T-shirts.